All right, folks, President Trump creating controversy this week after linking the use of Tylenol while pregnant to autism. But Tylenol maker Kenvue strongly disagrees, saying, quote, it is the safest, I should say, pain reliever option for pregnant women as needed throughout their entire pregnancy. And joining me now are two people within the autism community. We have Judy Mark, who is the founder and president of Disability Voices United, and Danny Bowman, who owns her own animation studio and who was also in the reality series Love on the Spectrum. Ladies, both of you, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. I was telling you, by the way, Danny, you got some fans around this building who enjoy that show for sure. Judy, I'm going to start with you. Let's start here. Can you give us a little bit of background on why this is such a personal issue for you?
Well, I have a son who's 28 years old who has autism. I can tell you that when I was pregnant, I did not take Tylenol. What we know about autism is that it's genetic, and we see it running in families. And, this is so personal to me because I feel like this is a slap in the face to the autism community, to the family members, and to the people with autism.
And we're going to go a little deeper into that and get some more of both of your stories. President Trump even went as far as to say that Cuba doesn't have autism because they don't have the money for Tylenol. And he warned Americans about taking the drug. I want you both to have listened to this.
But with Tylenol, don't take it. Don't take it. And if you can't live, if your fever is so bad, you have to take one because there's no alternative to that.
All right, so I'll start here. Danny, I'm going to go with you. Just your response to hearing what the president said.
So my response, what President Trump and RFK Jr. have stated, is that it just takes us back to that people on the autism is a disease, as what they said. But no, autism is not a disease. It's just a different way of thinking. And people on the autism spectrum, what we do need is therapies and housing, employment programs, and also therapy and healthcare, which is the most important thing. And yet, you can see that Trump is cutting $1 trillion from those programs from the programs. Sorry, I fumble with my words.
You're fine. No, listen. I love it. Danny's came and Danny brought the facts too. I appreciate that. I want to ask you this, Judy. Your response to hearing what the president had to say there.
Yeah, I mean, this is total pseudoscience. I mean, how do we believe a man who can't even pronounce acetaminophen? He stumbled over those words during the press conference. And, I think it's most important that people listen to the medical community and to the researchers who say there is absolutely no connection. Just because two things are happening at the same time, that a woman is taking Tylenol and that she has a child with autism, doesn't mean that there's actually a causation there.
All right, and ladies, two state officials from the California Department of Public Health issued a statement on the recent claims regarding Tylenol and pregnancy. And the statement reads in part, quote, Americans deserve clear medical guidance that is a result of a rigorous scientific process, and we urge everyone to seek out credible medical guidance. And the statement went on to say that we're currently seeing the federal government provide simple answers to complex issues and false claims that can cause harm. So, Judy, do you believe there's potential harm caused by the Trump administration autism announcement?
There's going to be tremendous harm done. It's multi-layered, not only potentially to pregnant women who need to take Tylenol, but there's also harm to the disability community and to the autism community, because he's created a stigma and saying it's a horrible thing to have autism, when we know that it is just a difference in the way people live their lives, and that we need to be supporting them and not stigmatizing them.
Yeah, we were having a conversation with a guest earlier, one of our political guests, and just why it did seem very random. It was specifically Tylenol. It kind of came out of the blue with that. I got another question for both of you. You both have teaching backgrounds, and Judy, you even teach the history of autism at UCLA. And Danny, let me ask you this. How do you think this message affects the youth who are thinking about starting a family at some point?
It's not about starting a family. I just really wanted to talk to the youth on the autism spectrum and tell them just to be strong. Mm-hmm. You are worthy. Don't listen to the negative talk. And remember, fight for your rights.
I love it. All right, right there. It gave me a little fist pump, too. Definitely. And Judy, I'll go back to you as well with that same question. Just for young folks who may be considering having a family, or, as Danny said, who just want to be more self-assured, what would you say?
I would say listen to the medical profession, listen to the researchers who know what they're talking about and can actually pronounce words. It is really important that we are actually focusing on scientific research and not on politicization of our health care.
All right, and a similar question, I'll get you out of here on this one, Judy. For current mothers-to-be, what advice would you give them, and where could they turn for help? There are some, you mentioned, your son, 28, obviously been living with autism. What would you say, kind of some words of encouragement for maybe some mothers who are going the challenging times currently or who potentially could be?
Yeah, I mean, autism can be a struggle for many people. And what we really need is the supports and not have to fight every single day to get the services and supports that we need for our children. And instead, what we're facing now is increased stigmatization. And now $1 trillion has been cut from Medicaid. So we're going to have to fight even harder for services for our children. So we need to stop the political rhetoric. We need to actually get down to what is it that our folks need and support these families and these individuals.
I love it. And Danny, any lasting thing you want to say as well?
So the one last thing I really wanted to say, remember to keep fighting for your rights for all of you people on the spectrum. And remember, if you'd like to learn more information what we do at Danimation, just a little sideline here, you go to danimation.us as we provide animation classes for students that are interested in taking animation classes.
All right, I love that too. And I want to see some of your work too, Danny. I'll see that a little bit later. Judy and Danny, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it and sharing your own personal stories. Thank you so much.
Thank you.